You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hello, pet parents. This is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets on Pet Life Radio. Wow. Okay, I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, but it's Friday afternoon, which is always fun, and I have two great guests. We're going to talk about some exciting things and just some great products for your pooches. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
You know that feeling when you go to clean the litter box and it's a complete disaster? Yeah, we've got you covered. Introducing World's Best Cat Litter Zero Mess, the advanced litter that gives you 2 times better clumping and more odor control with less litter. Zero Mess combines the concentrated power of corn with super absorbent plant fibers. Translation, scoop once and you're done. Find it at a pet store near you and save $2. Visit www.saveonworldsbest.com.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I have with me, most people know the name, but it's Jill Rappaport. She's a Today Show correspondent. She has her hand in so many different things with animals, but she is doing something great for a new company, or a company that she's newly working with. And I'd like to also introduce Vicki Sylvester. She is the CEO of Community-Based Services and Good Reasons. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody.
So, Jill, I know you do so much animal rescue, you have products, you have all kinds of things. Tell us, before we get into what Good Reasons is about, tell us what you're doing these days and with the animal world. I know you always have a bazillion things going on.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Michelle. You know, rescue and adoption are my oxygen, as you know. And everything I do in my life, I try to make sure that it gives back and tries to save a life of a pet in need. So whether it be a TV show that I'm working on for Animal Planet, or Puppy Bowl, I just did all the rescue segments, or my own show, Rappaport to the Rescue, that I've been working on diligently, or my QVC products, I just try to do something to remind people that we must save these animals in need, and that in the end, it's us who get the true gift by saving them. And I just had the most wonderful experience and connection with this group and this product called Good Reasons. You know, we all love giving our animals treats. And my dear friend, Linda Hickey, who I broke her story on Nightly News, she's the mother of a little boy named Johnny with autism. And her dog, Xena, literally, it was who rescued who, changed Johnny's life forever. She saved Xena when she had like a minute to live. And it's because of Xena and Johnny that the two of them are thriving. And Johnny is singing and talking, and Linda's a very dear friend, and she came to me and said, you know, I have the most amazing dog treats, and they are very interested in talking to you about possibly being a spokesperson. And she's telling me the story about this amazing company that every employee, it's to benefit not only the animals, but to benefit people in need. Their employees are, you know, special needs, people with disabilities. So they give these people wonderful jobs. The products are incredible, all natural, born and made in the USA, which I'm so proud to be affiliated with that. And I made this connection with Vicki and Kelly, and all of a sudden I'm their spokesperson, and I now have my own Rappaport's Rescue Recipe. And we also talked yesterday about doing Rappaport's Adoption Concoction. And I just can't tell you how excited I am to be associated with a company that is doing such miraculous and heartfelt work. And we're going to not only be helping people, but helping animals in need by giving back these delicious treats. And I say that with, 100% conviction because I've eaten them.
That's so wonderful, and I love the names of the Rappaport's concoctions. And so, Vicki, tell us a little bit about
recipe, yes.
Tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, well, I've spent the past 35 years as I've been involved as the CEO in other jobs I've had at community-based services. We're an agency that provides services to people with autism and all kinds of other developmental disabilities. Around 3 years ago, we started thinking about how we could help people with disabilities get the opportunity to work, because the opportunities are really, really very, almost non-existent. I mean, there are some, but very few. So we started with the mission, which was to help people get the opportunity to work and be a part of something big and large and exciting. And we backed into the idea of dog treats because, one, it's everybody knows it's $1 billion industry. Two, people like myself and Jill and many, we love our animals and we're very committed to them. They're like family members. So I have an employee and a friend who works for community-based services who's also a culinary graduate. And he said, why don't we make dog treats? I could come up with all the recipes and we can get started. And the guys, our folks that we know and people we don't know will come and we'll employ them and we'll make the treats. And we'll have a good time doing it. And so that's how basically the company and the idea of it was born. And we started real grassroots, just some people we got together and then formed a team and we created the treats, the website, the packaging. We went out and we promoted it all across New York, where we reside in New York, our company. And people were really quick, retailers, to say yes to putting it in their stores. Not only is the treat great, like Jill said, but the mission is really what the company's about. It's all about the mission.
And Michelle, because as you're aware, April is Autism Awareness Month. So I'm so proud to have made this collaboration and to make this formal partnership during such a crucial, important month where really the treat, this is what it's all about. Don't you agree,
Yes.
Vicki? I mean, it's just an amazing
And we're
time.
thrilled to have Jill on our team to help promote us and help bring awareness to not only the people that are there working, but to, of course, animals and giving our animals the best care possible and the best treats possible. And so I think we're a good partnership, Jill, right out of the gate. We're new to this, but I think we're going to do a world of good for people and pets. And I think that's what this is all about.
I think it's a great idea.
And it's so funny, Michelle. Yeah, and I'm sitting with actually the president of Southampton Animal Shelter. I'm very involved with this shelter. I'd like to say I'm their watchdog for the shelter. I look out for the dogs, the people, the employees, the people coming in to adopt, and they're going to be the first place that I take my treat to and test them on those wonderful animals, and I guarantee they're going to be spinning and jumping for joy when they get these treats. We're very excited.
Absolutely. In May, on our website, all of our 20% of our sales are going to the Westchester SPCA. So we always try to give back as well to the pets and the animals in need. So it's again, like I said, we're a good partnership, and I'm excited about the future.
I think it's such a wonderful product. One, you're helping people in need. That's huge because, Pet Life Radio, Best Buds for Pets, we talk a lot about, pets, but we also it's always a win when we can help people in need. And a percentage goes toward rescue, which is huge. And I know Jill will be promoting it at all of her rescue places that she visits, which is another plus. It's such a great win and such a great idea. Now, tell me I botched up one of the names. Tell me some of the names of the recipes.
Okay.
Or the flavors, I should say.
Go ahead, Vicki.
Go ahead, Jill. You want to start?
Well, our first collaboration is the Rappaport's Rescue Recipe. And I'll let Vicki tell you the ingredients. They're going to make your mouth water. And I'm telling you they're delicious because I'm not kidding when I say I've eaten them.
Yeah, well, they're
good enough for my pets, better for me.
There's cheddar in there. I think there's applesauce. I also believe there's no wheat products in them, and in that particular one. So really good for the pet. And, simple ingredients, all sourced right in New York, nothing imported. We really, really, really tried to make the treats healthy. I have 3 beautiful Springers, and my dogs are like my babies. So the treats quality were really important to us. So the one that Jill's talking about, The rescue treat is all, yes, it's wonderful, and we call it our cheddar chomp. So it's going to be great. The dogs absolutely love it. It's actually our number one bestseller. So Jill picked a winner there. But we have others as well. We have 5 other flavors as well to pick. And if you go on our website, goodreasons.com, all of the treats are there and for sale.
Okay, so people can buy them right from the website as well as they're in some local businesses or local stores in New York?
Well, we're actually selling across the country. We're a national brand already in not even 3 years. Selling Unleashed by Petco. They sell, I believe, in 130 stores. We're in Whole Foods, Hannaford's, and a lot of smaller companies and stores that have picked us up. And we have gotten an overwhelming amount of support from the retailers all across New York State and, again, even across the entire country. And growing. And Jill's going to help us grow. So we're excited, again, to be working with her. And she's going to promote the treat that, her name on that treat. It's going to help us sell a lot of those, I'm sure.
And Michelle, it's like, who doesn't want to give their dog a treat? And you want to give them the healthiest, best treat you can give them. And when you have the ingredients already going for you, these pure, wonderful, healthy ingredients, made right here in New York, and then what it's doing for people in need and animals in need, why wouldn't this be the only treat that you would buy? It's like a win-win across the board.
Right.
So I'm just so honored to be part of a company that understands the need, and they're the only company doing anything like this. That's why I couldn't wait to do your show and brag about it and boast to your listeners, because it really is an amazing company. I was just so blown away, and it brought me to tears when you read about them and you go on their website and see the pictures and see the people they're employing and giving these people a purpose and knowing that their lives are enriched and the dogs' lives are enriched. It's just a very, very special situation that I hope your listeners will embrace and run to the website.
And the employment, I like to say that we employ people of all abilities. So they're not just people with disabilities. It's an integrated environment. The team is made up of all different people, and we work together well. There's some coaching when necessary, a lot of supporting, and a lot of laughs. It's definitely a company that has fun. So that's always important. So we're doing great. We're growing quickly, but not too fast. I mean, we're managing the growth well, and things are going pretty smoothly. So we're excited about the future. We really are. We're going to soon be renting space in a bigger building where we can do all of our production, distribution, and packaging under one roof. Right now, we're a little spread out, so we're looking forward to that in the next couple months, and being able to keep up with higher demand that we expect in the future. So we're very excited about it.
Let's talk about the future for a sec. I know these are dog treats. Do you have any plans to expand to feline treats or any other?
Yeah. My cat-loving friends are like, why not cats? So I'm like, okay, definitely a cat treat. We're also thinking of dog food. That's another thing that we're going to be doing. And we're also going to have the workforce that maybe could also co-package another item. Somebody else has a product that they want us to actually do the production and the packaging of. So, we're really opening, we're getting ourselves in gear for a bigger future. And, I think there's, unlimited possibilities. I really do. And like I said, we do have the workforce and growing, and we will be able to do other things. And I think those things will reveal themselves too as we go along. There will be opportunities. So it's very exciting.
Yes, and it's very exciting for that, the treat that and the, company that you've built, Vicki and Jill, all you're doing to promote Good Reasons. What a great idea.
Yeah, thank you.
My hope and dream, I just want to say that Rappaport's Rescue Recipe, I want to see it in every shelter across the country. I really do, because these animals, this is why my toy did so well, just to make them feel like they're one step closer to a loving home, whatever we can give them to make that tail wag and, something they can look forward to, like this delicious treat. My goal is to get them into every shelter. So I'm
with you, Jill. I'll be right alongside of you and helping.
Great,
yes,
Vicki,
we're excited because for us, sales equal jobs for us. This company is all about that, the jobs. It wouldn't even exist if it didn't have the mission. So the more we sell, the more people we employ. And so it's a motivation, for all of us involved. So thank you for having me on. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about it.
Well, thank you both for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us about Good Reason and what a wonderful product it is, Michelle, and all you're doing to support people in need, not in need, and all of the pets that need homes and need rescue. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break and a message from our sponsor.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back, right after we kibble a little with our sponsors.
Connick, the German Shepherd that I rescued, was stinky, skinny, and scrawny, full of skin rashes and scratching. And I started feeding Connick Dinovite, and he became such a happier, itch-free, stink-free dog that I dug deeper into the website.
DINOVITE.com.
What if, in addition to Dinovite, we do the raw beef and the egg diet and see what happens? Forget all these 50-pound bags of formulated, extruded, processed cereal bits that cost a ton of money anyways. This dog's as close to a wolf as you can get. They're carnivores. With just the raw meat and the eggs and the Dinovite and Super Omega on top of it, it just balances out his body and his mind and his spirit. It's unbelievable. Hey, if you're thinking about rescuing a dog, you got to start them out on Dinovite, DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Hi, I'm Dana Humphrey, the founder of Whitegate PR. We have been specializing in PR and marketing in the pet industry for over 10 years. If you have a pet product or service you would like to promote, give us a call. We can help create awareness for your brand on TV, radio, magazines, newspapers, and blogs. Feel free to reach me directly at 619-414-9307 or learn more on our website at whitegatepr.com or follow us on Facebook.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. So, Jill, let's talk about everything that you're always into. So many different things with animal rescue and your toys you've created and everything, and so much. I know that you are going to be on the Harry Connick Jr. show soon, April 28th. Is that correct?
Yep, a week from today.
Oh, fun for you. Nice eye candy, but fun for you. Are you going to bring any of your little fur babies?
Well, no, what we did, we created history, Michelle. It's never been done ever on any talk show in any single day. What we did on Harry's show, we literally made history by getting 20 dogs a home right in the show. And it's just so exciting. Wait till you see the dogs and the families and the surprises. It really is a one-of-a-kind show. We made history for all the right reasons. Harry couldn't have been more charming and more lovely, and I was just so thrilled to be part of it. It was really a labor of love. We involved, 3 different shelter and rescue groups. We have the ASPCA featured in there, and Long Island Bulldog Rescue. 7 English Bulldogs were featured, hysterical, and then Little Shelter on Long Island. And it was just a wonderful show, and the end result will make you cry. So that airs April 28th. April 30th is Adopt a Shelter Dog Day, so it was in celebration of that. And I'm just thrilled to have been on his show to highlight something so important.
What an amazing thing. Now, can you imagine if other talk shows were to, if you were to go on to some other talk shows, and how many talk shows there are just in the U.S., and everyone had X amount adopted per day or for one day?
Well, we wouldn't have shelters. If we could do that, the shelters would be out of business. And
Good.
That's something that we all hope for, is that literally every dog, every cat can find a home. And, this is our goal. And again, more shows like this, it raises awareness. It reminds people what they need to do. and how wonderful the animals are that you can find in the shelter. We had everything from purebred puppies to seniors to a dog that was deaf to a therapy dog. I mean, all walks of life, the most adorable and the most special animals in need of a home, and we got it. That's the main thing. We got it, 100% adoption record. So I was just so thrilled to be part of it. And, you know, Michelle, the last time we were on together, I was talking to you about launching my new and improved Shelter Shake toy with Multi-Pet, and I don't know if you know, but when we made our debut on QVC, I made history. We sold out in minutes.
Fabulous.
Thousands. So, yep, it was 7,500 toys in less than 10 minutes, and I'm going back hopefully at the end of May, beginning of June, with a new round of Shelter Shake, and it looks like hopefully we have a whole packaging for cats now that is fabulous. We have a cat bed with 4 toys that have feathers and wands and strings, and you know, we have to, you know, think of the cats and take care of them, and I'm hoping that one will do as gangbusters as my toy for dogs did. So very excited about that, and of course, good reasons, and got a lot of stuff going on, hopefully a new dog bed line, possibly a new jewelry line, and a harness that goes with my leashes that have been out, and just everything to remind people that they must opt to adopt.
I love that. And yeah, I mentioned cats because our studio crew grew by 2 adopt cats, maybe 3, which brings our studio group to 4 cats. They now outpacing the dogs here. But there's, you know,
great.
The thing about cats is that so many people, what they'll do is they'll fix their females, but they won't fix their males. And their cats are indoor, outdoor. And female cats, I had no idea. I was reading some facts online today. Cats can have up to 100 kittens or more in a lifetime.
Well, that's why it's 10 to 1 in every shelter. I've got Jonathan McCann here for me. I mentioned him earlier, the president of Southampton Animal Shelter. Jonathan, you know, aren't your cats in your shelter? It's like 10 to 1, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you know, talk to him too, Michelle, he'll explain the dire situation with the cats and the kittens. And people need to understand that, you know, you've got to get to a shelter and make a difference for them, because if you think it's rough for the dogs and the puppies, it's 10 times worse for kittens and cats. I'd love to have you talk to Jonathan about the plight of the kittens and the cats. Would that be okay?
Yeah, actually, we can have Jonathan on my other show that I'm hosting, Catitude. So it's not a product show. It's just all about cats.
Oh, well, Jonathan,
Wonderful.
He's an expert. He's got cats of his own and many dogs. And as I said, he runs and is head of the most wonderful shelter in the Hamptons where I live, Southampton Animal Shelter. And, you know, I walk in there and they have the most beautiful cat area called the Catio. One of their donors, Andy Sabin, donated to make this just a beautiful little piece of paradise for these kittens and cats till they can find their forever home. And it's got trees and lots of windows and spaces for them to jump around and branches. But, you know, you walk in and you realize, look at all of these cats and kittens, and it breaks your heart. I am not, you know, I'm the proud pet parent to 6 rescue dogs. I don't have any cats or kittens, because my dogs are so obsessed with them. When they see them, I would worry for their safety, because they, you know, would be so excited to have a cat or a kitten around the house. I think it could be a little hairy, no pun intended, but I love them. And when I go to the shelter, I love to play with the cats and the kittens, but you see how many more there are. And that's why people really, please open up your hearts and homes to a feline, because they really need so much help and attention. You know, we've just the last few years really gotten it where people understand the importance of rescue and adoption, but still, when it comes to cats and kittens, it's a little still behind the 8 ball. That people understand about dogs and puppies, but the cats and kittens have a longer road to go to really gain the awareness that the canines have.
That's true, and it's probably because there's so many feral communities, and there's even, I mean, there's feral, and then there's community cats. And community, they're just loose in the community. They don't belong to anybody. There's a community cat not too far from our studio, and she's very nice, but we're trapping her to get her fixed has become a mission, and I've seen her go through 3 litters already, and we've adopted one from each one, and it's, you know, I get a lot of people asking me, talk about more cats, more cat products, more cats, because Actually, and at least in the U.S., there's more cat ownership than dog ownership.
Oh, yeah. That's why I can't wait to launch Shelter Shake for Cats, because people adore their cats and kittens. And I don't think people really understand, the power of the cat people and how much they love their animals. Thank goodness. But even understanding that, the shelter situation for them is dire.
Oh, it's
so
horrible.
We've got to get in there. And so thank you for bringing it up, Michelle, and your listeners. And I know you go all over the world. It's very important for your listeners to understand and get to their local shelters and open up their hearts and homes to one of these animals.
Jill, thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and keeping us updated to what's, going on in the shelter world, the new things that you're doing, and you just do so much. So thank you so much from all the pet parents out there, from everybody at the studio, for all you do, because you are truly such a spokesperson for all of these shelter cats and kittens, and there's sometimes rabbits that can't speak.
Yes.
So you do such a great job with such a big heart. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be the voice for the voiceless to all of your listeners. That's what we need to do, is get our message out. And you've always been so kind to put me on your show, which is so popular. And thank you so much, Michelle. And your listeners need to understand what goes into shelter life. It's nothing like what people really understand. And as I always say, if you can't get people in, we can't get the animals out. And that is our biggest plight, in shelter world, to get them in, because I know if we can get them in, we'll get those animals out when they see how wonderful the animals in shelters are. But we got to get your listeners to go in, right?
Exactly.
The only way to do it.
Exactly. If you're looking for a dog, a cat, a puppy, a kitten, hit the shelters. There's so many great fur babies just waiting for their forever homes out there. I'm so proud that all of ours everyone on my crew is a rescue, and I'm just really proud of that. I mean, it's nothing against, breeders and all of that. They do a great job, but if you're just
some breeders do it.
Most breeders,
Yeah.
But most people just want a lovable little, fur baby. And there's so many great shelters out there. And people, if you do not, say you go to a shelter, you're not finding what you're looking for. A lot of shelters have a lot of turnover, especially the busier ones from adoption. So head back in a week. That's how I found my Mr. Z. My other one passed. I went to one of the larger shelters in South Florida, and I just didn't find my Border Collie mix that I was looking for. And I was so heartbroken. I went back 3 days later because they have a lot of, thank goodness, turnover, and it's from people, going to adopt. Just try again, because a lot of these places have a lot of turnover because they're very popular, not because any of the pets are, thank God, being put down, but they're just very popular. And try again. There's a lot of also shelters and rescues that are, specific to certain breeds. So just if you don't find what you're looking for, just keep looking.
I always tell people, anything you want, you can find. If you want a German Shepherd, you have German Shepherd Rescue. You have Golden Retriever Rescue. You have American Bulldog Rescue, English Bulldog Rescue. Whatever you want, you can find in a rescue group or in a shelter. So, again, people need to understand that there is no need and no excuse not to rescue and adopt, because your fur angel is waiting for you in a shelter. I can promise you.
Thank you again so much, Jill, for coming on.
Michelle. Thank you so much. Don't forget to watch Harry Connick Jr. next Friday.
What a great show. I'd like to thank Jill Rappaport and Vicki Sylvester for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about good reasons. What a great treat to give your fur babies. Look for the product. Look for good reasons. Not only does it help, people with disabilities and just people that are working for the company, but it helps also all of these shelter dogs and soon to be shelter cats. So look for good reasons at your pet store, and you can also go to their website. I'd like to thank Mr. Z and Nikki for sampling good reasons. They love them. And I would like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, for making me sound great. And of course, always great having Jill on my show, and wonderful to meet Vicki as well. And thank you everyone for listening to Best Beds for Pets. You are the reason I do this, to get the message out for all these great products, for so many of the products that promote rescue. I appreciate it. Keep listening. We have a lot of great shows coming up.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.